A few months ago, Toyota made a big splash with the launch of the CHR, a compact crossover with bold design and an optional hybrid powertrain. Kia also has a compact hybrid crossover and it's called the Niro. Kia Niro. Kia Niro is a very honest car. Toyota CHR, which is about the same size, the same price and has similar spec, promises a lot but delivers little. Kia Niro, on the other hand, doesn't promise much in terms of emotion. It's a shopping trolley and you know it. But in the end, it's a surprisingly decent shopping trolley and it shares a lot of its underpinnings with Hyundai Ioniq Hybrid, which competes against the Prius. I dig the Niro design. It's modern enough but not overboard. It's as if Volkswagen designers had one schnapps too many and drew an interesting Golf. Yeah, that's what Kia Niro looks like to me. An interesting Golf. Niro cockpit is clearly the work of overzealous Germans. The dashboard is clean like the floor in a Protestant pastor's kitchen. Buttons for safety systems, AC, SatNav, heated seats are all logically laid out. There is a smartphone shelf with induction charging, decent cup holders, average size glove box, and storage under the armrest. Door bins will fit bottles, Das Auto with a Korean badge on the bonnet. A minor annoyance I noticed is related to the SatNav. It's not limited to Kia Niro, it's actually all new Hyundais and Kias which have the same SatNav system, and it concerns the scale. Now, the scale can be adjusted manually or automatically. Sounds great so far. You're driving along the motorway and the scale is, say, 1 to 5 kilometers. And as you're approaching your next turn, the scale will drop to 1 kilometer, 500 meters, 200 meters, etc. Which is fine, but the problem is it's not fast enough. Previously, I didn't have the chance to drive a Kia or a Hyundai with this SatNav in a city that I don't know. I took this car to another city, to a foreign city, and I looked at the screen and said, oh, this is my turn right. And I turned in this street, and as it turned out, the scale popped another notch in the meanwhile, and it turned out that the turn I was supposed to make was the next street, and I took the wrong street, the wrong turn, and I had to turn back, etc., etc. It's a minor annoyance. It's something you can overcome by simply setting your own scale manually, but it's something I noticed. A few words about the hybrid drivetrain in Kia Niro. A 1.6 petrol engine works with an electric motor to give boost or to lower fuel consumption when the computer thinks it makes sense, like during coasting or when the car starts moving. This is not a plug-in hybrid, batteries charged with energy recuperated during coasting or braking. As a result, Kia Niro should use less than 4 liters per 100 kilometers regardless of the cycle on 16-inch wheels, or less than 4.5 liters per 100 kilometers regardless of the cycle on 18-inch wheels, which we have in this test example. I failed to get much below 5 liters per 100 kilometers, at least under normal circumstances, because I was going downhill a lot. But I am ready to believe that it is possible to achieve around 4.5 in optimum conditions. Optimum conditions, that means the right temperature, not too hot, not too cold, going on a straight road, not too fast, no motorways, just city and B roads. I suppose it is possible. I drove the Niro for over 1,000 kilometers around 3 cities, and between them I got an average fuel economy figure of around 5 liters per 100 kilometers. Not bad. A hybrid CHR will get better fuel economy around town, worse extra-urban. So we can assume Kia delivers what it promises, an efficient drivetrain. Press materials mention nothing like emotions or dynamic driving, and Kia doesn't deliver that. Oh, trust me, it doesn't. Niro moves from A to B. Yes, you can get it up to motorway speeds, but when you're up to that speed, the wind noise does become noticeable and it's not very flexible. You have to press the accelerator really hard. It's got to downshift a couple of gears to get moving. Another issue is very light steering. It's so light, in fact, that I suggest if you're going to use it on motorways, you should take one of these safety packs, and part of this safety pack is a lane keeping assist. You do want that.
Niro does much better lower in the rev band. It will even roll up a hill without petrol engine kicking in. But be careful where you're going to take it. Niro only looks like a crossover, but 163mm ground clearance is nothing to write home about.
Another irritating thing is lack of normal rev counter. There's an echo indicator, which under normal circumstances is what you want in a hybrid car. However, I drove this car in the mountains and I wanted to brake using the engine rather than just using the normal brakes so as not to overheat them. But I couldn't shift down fast enough without seeing the revs.
By the way, most hybrids have automatic transmission or CVT. Niro has a 6-speed dual-clutch transmission. Visibility is decent, the car has parking sensors, a reversing camera and cross-traffic warning system. It's an honest proposition, this Kia. There is good legroom and headroom in the back, there is no problem getting in because door opening is wide, and unlike in the CHR, window line is straight, so you get a lot more light inside. The middle seat is good for an occasional passenger. There is a small tunnel running through the middle. The 220-volt socket is a plus. There are also air vents, a net behind the passenger seat, place for bottles in the door bins, and cup holders in the armrest. The 347-liter boot is smaller than in the CHR and even smaller than in the Auris, but bigger than in Volvo V40. Fold the 60-40 split seats and you get 1,345 liters, but you really have to slam the boot lid. Maybe the lock just needs adjustment. Prices of Kia Niro start at 25,000 euro. This top-level model with options costs around 34 grand, around the same as a similarly spec'd Toyota CHR.
As far as I'm concerned, Toyota CHR promises more than it delivers, whereas Kia Niro delivers more than it promises. Perhaps it doesn't look as edgy as its rival, but it also lacks some of Toyota's minor annoyances, especially as far as passenger comfort is concerned.
And how do you like Kia Niro? Or maybe you prefer Toyota CHR after all? Let me know in the comments below. Share, rate, subscribe and help me make better reviews by donating to my Patreon or PayPal, links below. Join me for new reviews every Friday. Thanks for watching and I'll see you next time.